Hello and welcome to today's episode, which is electric madness. Yeah, and that's going to make sense in a minute because basically it's an old car that we're working on, a vintage Austin A30 here, and as you can see, the paintwork's gone fairly well. And I've even managed to get, I'm going to zoom down a little bit, I've even managed to get some lights and things back on it, so it's beginning to look like the original Holly. Before we dismantled it. The only problem is it's, like I said, it's an old car and the wiring in here is ancient. We could have done a much better job at labelling all the cables before we took them off. I didn't think it would be that bad. I really didn't. And to be honest with you, if I could go back in time, I would have labelled everything, put all the lights in separate pots and all the nuts and bolts and things. But never mind. Yeah, hindsight's a wonderful thing. A large part of our success will be making sure we've got good earth. And I think, earth's out. That's it's probably going to trip everything out. So we're going to go around and clean up all the earth points. Over here, as you can see, I've got some things that we could use to help us with today. I've got some electrical bits and stuff. Before we go on, Ian just actually reminded me. What were you going to ask me, Ian?
What have you got to break the news about?
Yes, I have a little bit of news. Now, I was a bit ill, and we had a bit of a gap in all the YouTube videos that we were putting out, and that was down to me having a bit of asthma problems. And then, of course, we ran into Christmas and all that sort of stuff, so there was a bit of a delay. But another thing that has come up, it looks like I'm a daddy. I'm going to be a daddy again in June, so I've had lots of appointments and obviously supporting my partner and things. So I do apologise. There's been a little bit of a gap, but anyway, less of that. Let's. We have. So I've got some cable. I've got Ian, I was going to say, if we do manage to do a smart job, we've got some heat shrink. You just hold a flame over these and they basically tidy everything up. We don't want any moisture getting to our cables. I've got loads of little things like this. Little things, blade connectors. To be honest with you, because this car's so old and it's been, obviously owned by multiple people, it has kind of been bodged here and there. It's a bit of a concoction of all different types of connectors. So hopefully we've got a nice little collection here. And like I said, I think we're going to need to go around and make sure all those places that are earthed. And honestly, guys, I don't know what to talk about here. Don't take me as an advisor. If you like, this will just be entertaining for you to see how an amateur can get a car running. Thank God it's only a simple car. Now, another thing I've got a little bit of contact cleaner here. That might help in some places. Like I said, a lot of this car is very old and rusty, so I think that might be a cool thing to have. That's how cold it is down here. Ian's actually had to go inside for a little while because he's actually got quite cold. I don't know how long I'll be going for. I've got that little heater running, but it is a bit nippy down here today. So let's just have a little look, because I did wire these up the other day. So I'm just going to turn the ignition on and just see if I'm still getting power. Should be. Turn the kill switch on. Cool, I'm going to need to get in here and have a sort out, because I'm still not finished with the steering column yet. But we turn those two. Oh no, that's a good sign. Yeah, there we go. Cool. So the side lights are both working. Almost my wiring down there's obviously worked. Headlights seem to be working. Yeah, very nice. Now I've got these two little bulbs down here. I don't know if you can see those. They're not working. I don't know why. I'll have a look at those in a minute. But yeah, I've got two circuits. I've got one that goes off to run this indicator this side, and one that runs that side. So I'm going to hang up the camera and see if I can get these put back in. It'd be nice if the whole front of the car. Actually, let's just check that the high beams are working as well. Got one more. Aha. Looks promising. That one's on. And that one's on. Like I said, they're not shining as bright as they usually would do. I don't think there's much charge in the battery, but lovely. Are we running?
Yep.
Okay, well, I'd love to say this is exactly the same day as the last cut. No, we are about a week in the future now. Ian got cold and had to go disappear and get warm, and then it turned out it was my birthday the day afterwards, and I intended to come do some stuff, and I really just didn't get around to it. The good news is I have figured out the problem with the lights. However, after lots of experimentation, I came to the conclusion that it's enough is enough, Ian. Do you remember that episode?
Yeah,
Enough
yeah.
is enough. And I needed to pony up the dough a little bit. Look, we took the lights off, and I'm doing my best to really cut corners. Not cut corners like deliberately, but it's expensive, isn't it, Ian?
Oh, yes.
You've got to be careful with your pennies. So I decided to go get some new lights. And I've also got some more goodies. The box is here. I have, Ian, some new carpets.
Oh, yes.
New carpets for the whole lot. That's very exciting. I know that's a little bit premature at the moment, but that's going to make for a very nice episode, hopefully. And that is the full carpet kit for the Austin. So that's a nice addition. I thought as I was putting in a big order with them, I might as well get that bulky bit done. And then here we have. Well, I'm already working on one. I have this bit. Oh, where's it gone? Basically down here, if you shine it down here, we have the indicator, not the indicator, the license plate light. So basically that just shines down. I'm currently in the process of fitting that down there, and it's got a lovely new chromy case on it. Yes, look at that, it's mint condition. It wasn't bad actually. It was like 19 quid.
19, it's not bad.
It's pretty, excluding the VAT. And then in here, I'm going in. I can't actually reach them. So I have every single one of the, well, that's the brake light, and these are the indicators. Now, the reason I've gone brand new is because although these parts were okay, and some of the electricals were all right, a lot of these were
Perished.
well, they would just perish, weren't they? And they probably just fall out, if I'm being honest. So we're going to be wiring up everything. There we go. So just going to put this over there, take that off. Was a bit premature putting that one on there.
Want some more light or not?
Might need some more light in a minute. Let me just do this one. So same again. Going to strip this cable. As you'll see here, we do actually have wiring diagrams, and do you know what? Actually, that's come in very helpful. Even though it looks as complicated as it is, if you give it the time of day and you actually go have a good proper look, it makes more sense. And actually, the colour code is pretty good. I'm hoping that I've not got to put a new wiring harness on the car, and we will be absolutely sure that I don't need to do that before we put the carpet in there, because obviously the cables will cover a lot of that. Now, hopefully, so you can see what I've done here. This part is positive, and we've got the negative there. So this one is going to go off to the chassis. You'll see me put that on in a minute. I've got a light either side, and the positive, which is this one, needs to go into there. So we're going to send this little fella in behind this one. Now what you don't want is positive and negative touching each other at all. This is easier said than done. I'll push that up a bit. Oh, it's fiddly. This is the episode that Ian doesn't like because it's so fiddly. You don't like electrics, do you, Ian?
No.
I can't say I'm overly chuffed. I'm trying to do this without scratching the car as much as possible. Right, cool. So that's in. This now needs to go in there with that one. Send that to the back. Oh, I'm excited to see this on, Ian. This part looks really nice. So hopefully, and this is the other thing, Ian. This rubber here is brand new, so there's going to be hopefully no water getting in there behind it. So what I need to do is now put a. Yeah, we do need a bit more light down here, don't we? Let me just sort out a light. I had something happen just a minute ago. I started to put the bolt on, and then it stopped all of a sudden. I'm a massive believer in hand tight only, Ian. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah.
If something goes and it can't go anymore, and you are going to try and use something like this to just give it some encouragement, go gentle, because there's nothing worse than threading a bolt. Don't want any of that. So hopefully, we're going to do an electrical test in a minute. We should have a working rear indicator bulb. No, it's not an indicator bulb. What's wrong with me?
Number plate bulb.
It's a number plate bulb.
Light.
Light. And good news, in case you're thinking of doing this job, I won't celebrate too prematurely, but it is fairly easy. That hasn't gone too bad, has it?
Oh, that's good.
But the only thing I might do is just work on housing that at the back, because it looks a little bit ugly, doesn't it? Kind of worryingly, and I've got another one here. I might find somewhere else for this one. This one's for the tow bar.
Oh, that's right.
That's for the tow bar. Yeah. Right, so let's give that a go. Are you okay to, if you give me the phone, should we just have a little test before we put the housing back on? Right, Ian's going to go to the car. Hopefully, when he turns the ignition on, this should go literally straight away. That's fantastic. Good job. Ian, leave it there.
Leave it on.
Actually, no, turn it off because I'm going to put the glass housing on there now. Oh my God, something went right. That does look smart, and I'm so pleased. This nice bit of rubber will be protecting those two now. But yeah, that looks lovely. No water can get in there. And in fact, actually, now I compare it to the last one. Where's the other bulb?
The
other one. I'll show you the difference between the new and the old. Don't know what we've done with it. Down here something. Yeah, all right. So should we compare the should we compare the two, Ian? This is the old one. Don't get me wrong, the housing is okay, but here's the old one. Ian.
Yeah.
State of it.
I mean, we can clean it up and...
I mean, it is effectively the same thing.
Yeah.
It could have been salvaged, but look, I thought, you know what, it's time. And plus the glass in this bit here, Ian, that's broken.
Yeah. That's
So not only is it dangerous, it's yeah, not good. Gonna let moisture in probably. So this little fella should go in the top like that. Slightly different to the other one, but it's not too hard. Just tighten that. Being so careful.
Yep.
Are we on? So shall we compare the two? This is what we did have on it, and this is one of the reasons why I really wanted it replaced. I mean, you can't really feel it from where you guys are sitting, but you can see there's all kinds of damage around the rubber. That's brittle. I mean, Ian, feel that.
Yeah, it is.
It's had it.
Yep.
It's even got colour traces of the old paint. It's just had enough. So we've got some new ones. Now I'm going to begin on the brake lights. So what difference is there between the brake light and the indicators? Well, that's very simple. What is that, Ian? Can you remember?
The bulbs.
The bulbs, absolutely. What bulb difference would there be?
2 on the light.
Yeah.
And 1 on the brake light.
Okay, so yeah,
Or one
basically,
element. Is it?
with a brake light, here we go, here it is. As you can see, I don't know if that's showing up very well, we've got 2 elements inside the bulb. One is obviously going to be for the daytime running bulb, and then the other one, as soon as we put apply any pressure on the foot brake, it will light up. Now this was the part that I was trying to get fixed last week, and I did eventually manage to get through to it, so I'm going to share with you guys how I did that. So first thing we need to do is take it out of the housing. Don't need that just for now, but what we will need to remember to do when we feed the cables through is to feed it through this first before putting any connectors on. So on the back, this is what we have. Now on here, you see I've got 2 at the bottom. Now if I remove the bulb, you'll see that there's 2 prongs on the bottom, and that is the first indication that this is for a brake bulb. So we just put that back in. In fact, so we don't damage the bulb, I'm just going to leave them there for a second. So these 2 at the bottom here are going to be for the positive part of that. And this part here is obviously for the negative earth there. So we'll need to make up an earthing bullet for this one and send that off to the chassis somewhere. And these 2, if you come around here, Ian, if you look here, I do already have some connectors. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. For the experiment of this, I'm going to do this by connecting them with these spade connectors, just so I know that they're working. In the future, I'm going to probably solder them together, and I'll show you guys how to do that. I'm not going to do it down here because it will be hard to film, but I will show you that principle in case you want to do your wiring properly. So yeah, effectively these two want to be connected to the to there. Hopefully we can get the right way around. Right. It doesn't really matter. We can experiment a little bit by changing them backwards and forwards. But the most important thing is to get these 3 wires made up. Look, not to say there isn't anything wrong with using connectors and things like that. I mean, I've used them plenty of times. The only thing with vehicles, you need to remember that they move a lot, obviously they vibrate a lot, and with anything that's sort of just pressed in with a pair of these is a little bit kind of temporary, you know, especially when it comes to this sort of thing. Now I could just use a little joiner like that, and I dare say that would be absolutely fine. The only trouble is, I think down the line, you know, when things get tugged around, you might accidentally push the connector or something. It could very easily fall out. So I think, from what I can gather, that a lot of the guys recommend doing it in this sort of way. Ian's doing a lot of rummaging over there. Are you okay, buddy?
I'm all right.
What are you up to?
I'm looking for solder.
I've got it.
Oh, you got it? Okay. Sorry.
Come on, Mr. Badger Man, come over here.
You didn't say.
I did.
Sorry.
He's looking for something I already have. Look, it's just there.
Oh, yeah.
Got a solder in I. Now, the only reason I'm not doing it on the car today is because, for time, because really I'm in sort of an experimentation, finding out where everything goes. I dare say in the future, when I'm poodling around with my car, I will probably do it in this manner. But my soldering iron, for one, is a little bit worse for wear. It's had a long life. Hopefully I can just give you a brief demonstration on how I would do this if I was going to really do it properly. Yeah. I don't know, some of you guys might disagree. Might be a much better way of doing this. Ian, do you want to just hold the camera for me, and hopefully the soldering iron's hot enough on it. Chuck that down the line. Now this is only a demonstration, this isn't actually a part. Solder. Is it hot enough yet? Sadly, my soldering iron has actually probably given up. Ian, come back here. You're not getting away without learning. So, right, what you would do, just a brief explanation, you would solder this top bit to tin the top. Keep it nice and flat. Do the same thing on this one, and then once they've got a nice bit of tinning on there, you would then just solder the two together, and that would form a really nice flat surface, and it will become one part of the cable. Once you've done that, push this up into position, and it would hide. But you can just use a little bit of flame there to hide that join there. That's probably the better way to join a bit of cable. But the trouble is, if I go doing that at the moment and I've got something wrong, it's quite fine, all that, isn't it? So yeah, that's my advice to anybody out there that wants to do it proper. Very professional, Ian. What do you reckon?
Yep, that's good.
Cool. Anyway, let's get to those front indicators, shall we?
Right, yep.
Good news, viewers. Good news. All lights are now wired in. Yeah, so we got two indicators there, all working. We got some brake lights, all working, and we have the. God, that light's really annoying, isn't it? Go away. And we got the down bulb working. Ian, do you want to go test it for me?
Yep.
We'll show everybody that it is alive. We've still got 2 indicators to go at the front though. So if we start with the indicator test, yeah. So the dimmer bulbs are on. That's on. Good.
Right.
I can't believe it. Yeah, it's working. I mean, it's running fast. Hopefully it will slow down once they're all done. No. Oh, here we go. Yep.
Yeah.
Good. So one side's looking quite neat now. Oh my word. Electric madness. What?
Brake lights.
Brake lights. Yes, it's all working. Ian, can you believe it?
Brake lights still.
Yep. All working. Yep. Oh, I'm really quite impressed with myself, Ian.
Oh yeah.
Do you like my handiwork? So yeah, I need to tidy it up over here. And yeah, it needs a little bit of work over there. I've done a few experiments on the front of the car. I think the headlights are working. I've got a vague idea of what cables go where at the front here. The only annoying thing is this car has some side lights. These seem to be a little bit temperamental, but they do work. So getting everything running at the front is going to be a little bit of a challenge. Well, we'll see how we get on. I think the first thing we'll do is just find out what's already working in and go from there. Viewers. Okay, so we're at the front end of the car, where I thought I knew more about it than I did. Turns out I didn't. However, I've had a bit of an investigation. I think I know what's going on. So we have the lamps working. These are now working. They were quite easy, to be honest, because they were already wired up. So I just had to plug these prongs in. Where I've got a problem is, obviously, we've got the side lights here, but there are also these other side lights. You okay there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Right there, coffee. Sorry, viewers. What you're getting on your TVs is... Are you done?
I'm done.
You got a smoker's cough?
Yeah.
You have. Drink a beer. I'm glad you're here, though, mate, because I don't want to be on my own right now. Do you know what? So I know that there are so many people out there that are good at wiring, and they will use words like ohms, like Ohm's law, and they'll use like multimeter and polarity. These words mean nothing to me. In fact, these words scare me very much. Right, so we're just going to do our best. So I think I've worked out how to make these side lights work. I've also not got that working on the other side. So once they're done, I think we've agreed that that's working on that indicator. Yeah, so just the long, tedious process. I'll tell you what, I'll put some music over this bit and you can watch me suffer. I'll probably be pulling some faces, so enjoy. Blowing fuses on the Austin, so we're going to go on a mercy dash to get some fuses. Let's go. Let's not forget my best friend in the whole. Quick, get the fuses. He's driving, so it don't matter. Is your car road legal?
Yes.
Even after you smashed it?
Yes.
Yeah, everybody, Ian had another smash up. We call you Smashy, don't we, mate? What happened, Ian? What happened?
I drove into a car.
Oh, there you go. Smash it. Say no more. Right, let's go and get some fuses. I don't know why is it cut? Why is it tripping the fuse, Ian?
At the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, we've gone through 3 fuses in the last 15 minutes. Are we there yet? No. Are we there yet? Let's see if Ian can guess which turning it is. He always gets it wrong, every time. Even though there's a billboard outside. You see, he went for the wrong one. Right there. Zoom in. It says screw fix right there, here, dude. Hopefully they're still open. They are. I bet they don't have this. They will. You reckon they will? Yeah. Right, in a bit. Disappointing. Looks like we don't have any. Screw fix.
Oh, yeah.
No, they don't have none. Okay, well, I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's go back home then.
Yeah.
And then we'll conclude business for today. And I'll drink beer and yeah. I think we know when we're beaten, don't we, Ian? So yeah, Screw Fix did not have the fuses that we needed. So we're just going to go back and have a beer now, bro. I think. I'll edit this episode and maybe we'll do a double bill. How about that? Yeah. Right then, so subscribe to the channel. Please go ahead and do so. And yeah, if you enjoyed today, give us a like. Do apologise. Oh, it's really dark. Do apologise, there's a bit of spacing in the episode at the moment. That is because, obviously, as I said earlier in this episode, I am expecting I have to be at all the appointments and things like that. But we do intend to continue the Austin project. And I think we're into episode 2 of Electric Madness. It's like the doors of doom. Yeah. The doors of doom. It escalated. I mean, it's kind of annoying. I wanted to get this done today, but it wasn't me. So yeah, we'll try and film that tomorrow. If I can get it both out, that'd be wicked. No promises, but yeah. Bye for now, guys. Bye. Let's go drink beer.